What if I told you the hardest part of becoming a millionaire isn't saving $1 million? It's saving your first 100,000. If you picture building wealth as a slow, steady march from zero to a million, you're looking at it all wrong. Most people get stuck in a financial no man's land. They grind, they save, they say no to just about everything, and for years it feels like they're going nowhere. It's like pushing a giant boulder up a steep hill. The progress is agonizingly slow. It's exhausting, it's frustrating, and it's why most people quit right before the entire game is about to change. Because there's a secret, a kind of financial cheat code that activates at one specific number, $100,000. Reaching this milestone isn't just a pat on the back, it's the point where the physics of your money fundamentally changes. This isn't some motivational fluff, it's pure math. And once you get it, you'll never see your financial journey the same way again. Let's be real. The journey from your first dollar to your first $100,000 is brutal. It's a time in your life defined by one thing, your own non-stop effort. You are the engine. You're the one turning down dinners out, skipping vacations, and religiously sweeping money into your savings account on payday. You check your investment portfolio, hoping for some explosive growth, but the reality is meh. A great month in the market might earn you enough for a fancy coffee, maybe a sandwich if you're lucky. It feels like you're sprinting on a treadmill. This is the phase where your savings rate is infinitely more important than your investment returns. Think about it. If you have $10,000 invested and score an incredible 10% return, that's $1,000 for the entire year. But if you manage to hustle and save $1,000 a month from your job, you've stacked up $12,000. Your personal effort is doing over 90% of the heavy lifting. Your money isn't really working for you yet. It's more like a lazy intern who shows up once in a while. You're the one putting in all the hours. This is the mental battleground where most people lose. They see the slow pace and assume this is what wealth building feels like forever, so they give up. They see the $1 million finish line, but can't see a way across the long, discouraging desert of the first 100K. As the legendary investor Charlie Munger famously put it, getting there is a bitch. He wasn't just being crude, he was describing the raw willpower it takes to get through a phase where your returns feel meaningless and your personal sacrifice is everything. So why is it so painfully slow? It all comes down to a simple, unforgiving truth. Compound interest needs a critical mass to become the unstoppable force everyone talks about. Compounding on a small amount is like a tiny snowball at the top of a wrong, slightly tilted hill. It just doesn't have enough weight to pick up any real speed. Let's visualize it. Imagine you and a friend both start investing. You begin with $10,000. Your friend starts with $100,000. You both get a solid 7% return for the year. At the end of the year, you've made $700. It's not nothing, but it's not changing your life. Your friend, they made $7,000 without lifting a finger. That's almost $600 a month just for having a bigger starting block. Their money is already working a decent part-time job. Yours is an occasional gig worker at best. This is the heart of the struggle. In these early years, your portfolio is almost entirely a mirror of your own contributions. When you look at your account balance, you're not really seeing investment genius. You're seeing the sum of all the money you've scraped together, plus a tiny sprinkle of market dust. By the time you hit $100,000, you will likely have contributed $70,000 to $80,000 of it yourself through sheer savings. The market has only done a tiny fraction of the work. This phase isn't an investing test, it's a behavior test. It's a test of your discipline, your patience, and your grit. You're building the habits that make people wealthy long before the numbers catch up. But here's the thing, that $100,000 mark isn't just another number, it's the launch pad. It's where the cheat code finally goes live. This is where everything changes. The moment your portfolio crosses that $100,000 mark, the boulder you were pushing reaches the top of the hill and starts rolling down the other side. You've officially defeated financial gravity. All of a sudden, your money stops being a sidekick and starts demanding to be the main character. Let's go back to that 7% annual return. On a $100,000 portfolio, that's $7,000 a year. That's nearly $600 a month. That's a car payment. That's a huge chunk of rent or a mortgage. It's real, tangible money that you earn while you sleep.
Now, your investment returns are no longer a rounding error. They're a serious contributor. If you're still saving that same $1,000 a month, your portfolio isn't just growing by your $12,000 in savings, it's growing by your $12,000 plus your $7,000 in returns. The growth engine has been upgraded. Before, it was 90% you and 10% your money. Now, it's getting much closer to a 50-50 partnership. And this is where the snowball really starts to get massive. That $7,000 in earnings isn't just a one-time bonus. It gets reinvested. The next year, you're not just earning a return on your original contributions, you're earning a return on your returns. Your money starts making money, and then the money your money made starts making its own money. This is the crossover point, the moment your wealth starts building on itself. It's a shift you can't fully appreciate until you feel it. The stress of having to do all the work yourself starts to fade, replaced by the thrilling momentum of a machine that's finally working for you. This isn't just a feeling, the numbers prove it out. Let's use a simple, real-world example. Say you invest $1,000 every single month and earn a historically average 7% annual return. Here's what the timeline looks like. Reaching your first $100,000 takes about 6.5 years, a long, slow grind. Reaching your second $100,000 takes only 4.6 more years, almost 2 years faster. Your third $100,000? Just 3.4 more years. And to go from $900,000 to $1 million, it takes less than 2 years. See the pattern? Every single $100,000 milestone comes faster than the one before it. The road to your first 100K is an endurance race, but the road to your first million is a ride on an accelerating bullet train. In some financial circles, this is known as the 8-4-3 rule, which shows how growth happens in stages over about 15 years, a slow build for the first 8, accelerated growth in the next 4, and exponential results in the final 3. Why? Because in the later stages, the roles have completely flipped. By the time you're nearing that $1 million mark, your own contributions are just a drop in the bucket. Your portfolio, now a massive compounding machine, is doing almost all the heavy lifting. At $500,000, a 7% return is $35,000 a year. At $1 million, it's $70,000 a year, more than the median salary in many places, all earned passively. This is what Charlie Munger meant when he said after that first $100,000, you can ease off the gas a little bit. It's not that you stop trying, it's that you no longer have to claw and fight for every single dollar of growth. The system you built is now working for you 24/7. Okay, so how do you actually survive that initial grind to unlock the code? It really boils down to a few non-negotiables. First, and this is the most important, start now. Not tomorrow, not next month, not after you get that promotion, now. Time is the one ingredient in the compound interest formula that you can never, ever get back. A person who starts investing just a few $100s a month at age 25 will often end up with more money than someone who invests $500 a month starting at age 35. That head start is just that powerful. Second, get obsessed with your savings rate. Early on, this is the one number you have almost complete control over, and it's the one with the biggest impact. Don't get distracted trying to find the perfect stock or time the market. That's like trying to pick out fancy rims for a car that doesn't have an engine yet. Your job is to build the engine, and the engine is your savings. Find ways to boost your income, be ruthless about cutting costs that don't bring you joy, and automate your savings so the money is gone before you can miss it. Third, be relentlessly consistent. Investing isn't a one-time decision, it's a habit you build for life. The timeline we just talked about only works if you keep feeding the machine, month after month, year after year, through bull markets and bear markets. This has always been about time in the market, not timing the market. This journey is definitely a marathon, not a sprint, but knowing the cheat code is waiting for you should be all the motivation you need to keep lacing up your shoes. If you found this breakdown helpful, do me a quick favor and hit that like button. It makes a huge difference. And subscribe so you don't miss out on more content that breaks down how to build wealth the smart way. But now I want to hear from you. Where are you on your journey to the first 100K? Are you just starting out, deep in the grind, or have you made it to the other side? Drop a comment below. Sharing your story helps everyone else on this path feel a little less alone. The road to your first $100,000 is designed to be hard. It's a filter. It separates the people who have the discipline and the foresight from those who don't. It feels slow. It feels frustrating. It feels unfair. But it is without a doubt the single most important financial hurdle you will ever clear. Once you cross that line, you enter a completely new financial world. You stop trading all of your time for every dollar, and instead your money starts working to earn its own keep. The grind is replaced by momentum. The struggle is replaced by acceleration. You've unlocked the cheat code, and from that point on, building serious wealth is no longer a matter of if, but when. Keep going. You're closer than you think.